Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today's video I'm going to kind of be doing a lot of patron themed items. So you should already have your patron member journal. Sorry if you can hear Nelly in the background going absolutely crazy, she's got a toy. So I actually made myself one and kept it back. And I am going to use this journal, which is going to be very similar to the journal that you guys on Patreon will receive. I'm going to use this as like an idea journal, and also to use when we send you our ephemera. I'm going to use that ephemera pack and show you how I would use it in my journal. So, should we just jump right in? I don't think there's anything else that we need to go over. You will obviously be getting a sneak peek of what you may receive in your May's package. So you should, like I say, you should have your journal already. And today we're going to just decorate this page here, I think. So I'm just going to pop that to the side and then grab the ephemera. It's in a bag, so let me just get it out for you. Nelly, do not think about it, please. That tassel is tempting, isn't it? You're after that tassel. You just had to come and check it out, didn't you? Yeah, okay. Great, now I've just got to wait for her to walk this way. Oh, she's going to be a pain today, I can feel it. Okay, so this month for May, you should receive a small little handmade notebook, booklet, journal, mini journal, however you want to refer to it. So we have one of those. We have a beautiful bookmark with a beautiful tassel on, which is what Nelly was after. Then we just have some pretty little decorative sheets and a postcard also. And then this is my all-time favourite. I am absolutely obsessed. So this is, I believe it's like a 300 GSM brilliant white cardstock, and then I've embossed it, and I just absolutely love how it's turned out. I just think it's stunning. So we're going to use all of this to decorate our page. Oh, I've just realised I need a new pad. So I have this now. Now I'm ready to go. Okay, so I had the idea of, let's just move everything else to the side that I'm not going to use at the moment. I will be using that in a moment. I'm going to use these. Just wanted to decorate them up, and what I wanted to do is keep the postcard as it is, decorate it with this piece of paper, and then make a pocket out of this. So shall we just go for it? Let's just see how it goes. So let's start with this postcard. So we want to do some, oh dear, got to get my ink all loaded up again now. Is that going to be enough? Let's have a look. Ah, plenty. So I just want this to look really distressed, especially in those corners. All nicely grunged up, so I'm going to put this one to the side because I'm not going to use that one just yet. Should we decorate the front of this just a tiny bit? I don't want to do too much to it. Let me just put the lid back on, because obviously it's pretty enough as it is. So shall we, I mean, I've just got some random ephemera in front of me. How about we go with like a stamp, obviously, because it's a postcard, so that would look kind of like, I know they're supposed to go on that side, but you know, we're just going to improvise. So I'm just going to use the leftover ink just to grunge this up a little bit. So where should we put this? Okay, we'll put it up there. So I hope you're all doing really well. Like I said in my previous video, we're now back from our holiday. The girls were very well behaved. This was Ruby's first ever holiday. She's 11 years old. We did think it would be quite stressful for her, but she really just took it in her stride and absolutely loved every second of it. And Nelly, again, we thought she was going to be an absolute nightmare. She was so well behaved. Every time we put her in the car, we had a little car seat for her, and every time we put her in the car, she literally just fell asleep straight away, no matter what. It was like a baby. Like, just go for a drive just to get us to sleep. They both enjoyed their first time at the beach. I think Ruby has actually been to the beach before, but not on holiday. We've just taken a day trip to the beach. She absolutely loves the water, which is surprising because she's not really a lover of water when it's in the garden or like swimming pools or anything like that. So that was surprising, but she didn't want to come out of the water. She loved it. Nelly, on the other hand, not so much. She does like water, but I don't know, maybe she was just cold. The water was obviously very, very cold, but she was trying to jump over the water wherever she could. Didn't go in the sea once. So yeah, but they both thoroughly enjoyed themselves, and so did me and my daughter. It was very relaxing, surprisingly. The park that we stayed in was beautiful. It had some lovely fishing ponds, and we went for walks every evening. So yeah, we're now kind of looking forward to our next holiday, which we're not too sure where we're going to go just yet, or when. But yeah, we was very proud of our girlies. They were very well behaved. Nelly done a little bit of... She's playing at the moment, if you can hear her rustling. Sorry, I was just going to say, when I'm making this pocket, I'm going to kind of cut around the embossed part and then chop it. And then that's going to make my pocket. So you'll see the process. Nelly, could we be quiet, please? Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so Nelly, she done a lot of socialising as well. There was obviously a lot of other dogs. Ruby is very protective, and she doesn't do well with other dogs, especially around me. Whenever she's with me, she's worse, and we do think it's a protective thing because boxers are known for being very, very protective. So she's not the best when she's with other doggies, so we had to keep her away. But Nelly absolutely loved meeting all of the other dogs. She made a few new friends. So yeah, like I say, we're just like looking forward to our next one now. We're not sure where or when, but it'll definitely be obviously still in the UK, not too far away. We only went to Norfolk, so it's only a couple of hours in the car. We didn't want to put too much stress on the girls, so we didn't want to travel too far, like Cornwall or something, which would have been like a 6-hour car journey. So kind of kept it quite, not local, but obviously as close as possible. Yeah, so just looking forward to our next hollybobs, I reckon. So I'm just trying to decide if I want to keep this flat edge or if I want to kind of really come in and cut it. And I think I might just want to come in and cut it. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll just cut around all of these edges. Honestly, these embossing folders, where did I get them from? I think I got them from Amazon, possibly. If I did, I will obviously link them below for you. Well, actually, I actually have a storefront on Amazon now, so anything I buy, I now add it to my storefront so that you can also buy what I buy. So I'll have a look, make sure that these embossing folders are on now, because honestly, they're beautiful. They don't do very well on paper, thin paper. You should really use a thick cardstock just because they are so deeply embossed. But they're just absolutely stunning. I absolutely love them. So I've just cut around that, and I think I might also just cut this little piece here. Okay, oh, that looks so lovely, doesn't it? Absolutely stunning. Okay, so what I wanted was a pocket that would kind of like sit kind of about yay high. I think I'm just going to cut this here because I'm not keen on how flat that piece looks in comparison to everything else. I don't think it was meant to be. Oh, squeaky toys! So we'll pop this here, and then this is going to be the pocket, kind of like along now. And I'm just trying to decide whether or not I like the leaves kind of coming out of where this pocket would end, or if I want to kind of bring it up a little. But then I get this, no, I think I'll just keep it so it was just like the leaves coming out from this flower here. So I'm just going to ink the edges of this. Okay, so shall we just stick that like so, and then kind of use this as the pocket like so. So kind of thinking like that. I'll cut off all the edges, obviously. Where's my pencil? So I'm just going to mark roughly where I'd like to cut my pocket. Then I am going to ink around the edge of both this piece of paper and this side of the postcard. And then I'm just going to glue, oh, it's upside down, isn't it? Yeah, well that was lucky. So I'll just glue this here, like so. I may go back in with my ink just to ink up that postcard behind so that there's not actually any pure white showing. So just pop that on there. Make sure obviously that it is straight. My little scrapey tool just to help me spread out that glue. I'm not worried about how this is bigger down the bottom because obviously that is going to be covered by the pocket, like so. Okay, so where's my big scissors gone? There we go. So I'm just going to trim this one down quite roughly, and I'll leave it overhanging just slightly as well, just so that I can straighten it off correctly. So because the embossing folders, that were one where the card is so thick, and two where you have so many like nooks and crannies, you are better off using a glue gun for your pocket to glue it down, just to make sure that it is fully adhered. I'm just trying to make sure I have everything in place. So I just need some glue from about there and then all the way along, so just so I know where to put it. Okay, perfect. So let's just put some glue where we are needing it, which is just down this side here and along there. Just put a little bit dab there as well because there was that tiny little indent that it's going to be glued down also. So we'll just pop that down like so. It's probably the only time I actually use hot glue for a pocket is when I'm using an embossed piece of cardstock. It's just so much easier than wet glue. Just make sure that that's all stuck down. Turn this off. I am going to use this again in a minute, but I don't want to waste the battery. Okay, so then let's just trim up these edges like so. And should we give them a re-ink as well, just to tie it all in? Perfect. Okay, so that is essentially our pocket made. Yeah, and I just wanted to decorate the front so it could be an actual tag that goes inside another pocket, and then we can use this. Maybe we can use it to store this, like so. It's a bit big, isn't it? Okay, so because, I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Does it? Tell me, does it matter? Let's have a look. Well, I suppose not. At least then you know there's something in there, don't you? Yeah. Okay, so I will store my little book in there. I know what I'm going to do with my book as well. But I also just wanted to make a really quick tag out of this. So, obviously I've shown you what you do get in Patreon, but obviously you will need some extra pieces to decorate. So I've just grabbed some A6 card, which is pretty similar in look and feel to this tag here. And I'm going to make a little tag to sit in there. So I think I am going to just grab my ruler and I'm just going to randomly rip these edges like so. Obviously I need to make sure that this is small enough to be a tag, but small enough to be like layered. So I think if I kind of come about there, so pretty much the same off each side, like so, and then I'll just do the same for the top and the bottom. How tall is that? So just a tiny bit off at the top of that, not too much. Like so. And then I'm just going to ink that. Okay, so this is then going to layer on top of this, like so. I think what I'll do is I'll glue this down and then cut around the white card. It will limit the amount of cutting that I have to do. It's got that tiny bit wonky. My ripping actually, that's wonky. But never mind. So I'm just going to grab my craft knife. And then I'll just use my ruler and just cut this down. Also just going to ink just so it matches that postcard as well. So we'll just ink all the white edges. So that is the tag essentially made. Now it's just time to decorate, isn't it? So I have some washi tape with me and some stickers, which this is actually a Jingle Bell sticker, but it's so small that I'm hoping you won't notice. Okay, so let's just rip this Jingle Bells off, because obviously we're not making a Christmas themed tag here. And then we'll just rip the bottom as well, like so. And then I was going to stick this like this with the wooden piece as well, just kind of ripped. I might even use that piece because it's a bit smaller. No, actually I'll go for the larger piece. One day I'll be able to just do without thinking, but I always have to overthink things, so I'm just going to ink that so it matches. I don't know if that's part of the paper or the sticker paper, I'm not sure, but just to be on the safe side, we'll stick those two pieces like so. So this is obviously like completely random, and I just kind of tasked myself with, if I was a Patreon member, what would I make from what I send them? And this is literally just what I've come up with on the fly. So it just shows that just with a tiny piece of imagination, some extra supplies that I know you guys all have to hand. You can make so much from so little, and that goes for everything really, not just the items that you've got here. I did pull out earlier this morning this little quote which just says, "Bloom where you are planted." So I'm thinking of having that kind of like over, kind of like that. What about a wax melt? Could we have like a little wax melt maybe up in the corner? It's nice and blue, kind of goes with the rest of the tag. Do we want to stick some pieces of sticker to kind of like tie it in with the top or bottom? I don't know, I kind of liked it without the brick there. Maybe if the brick was a bit smaller, perhaps, like so. Oh dear, come on, stop being so fiddly. Kind of like that. And then we'll put that there. I've got some washi tape, so what about if we add some washi underneath as well? So if we just stick down our stickers like that, and then should we just have some random washi tape? Should we have that just kind of poking out like that? Shall I add some to the bottom as well, just to tie that in? Okay, I'm liking how that's looking. Do we want anything else to it? I've got this little tab. Should I put a little tab on the top of the tag? Yeah, why not? Let's give it an ink. Let's get it all in keeping. Okay, so now it's just time to glue. I am also just going to ink up these two little pieces here. You don't often, when you look at these smaller pieces, you think to yourself, well, is there any point in inking them? But they do, it does really, I don't know, it just kind of like elevates them for me personally. I know that there are people out there that aren't keen on inking. At times it can be quite messy. I do end up with brown fingers, but on the most part I do enjoy inking, and I do enjoy the final project when it's inked and looks a bit grungy. So this video is probably going to be quite a quick one, but nonetheless I hope it is somewhat inspiring and gets you, if you're a Patreon member, kind of gets your mojo going for your little pack of ephemera that's going to arrive. And if not, maybe if you're not a Patreon member, maybe I'll just spark some inspo for you to make something similar to what I'm making here with bits and pieces that you have in your own craft room. As long as I inspire somebody, I don't care. As long as I'm having fun and I inspire someone else to have fun and to create, that is all that matters. Obviously I have to be careful with this because this is hot glue on a melt, which obviously can melt, but usually I am okay with this. I do actually have those stickers that you put on the back. I don't know why I'm not using one of them, but you know, the mind works in mysterious ways. So I'll just put tiny dab of glue here and here. Kind of like how random this has been as well. I've not really put too much thought into it. I think if I had have put too much thought into it, I may have kind of like overthought it and ruined it, and done too much, trying to be too out there with such limited pieces. So I'm quite happy with how this has turned out. I'll just make sure that this is definitely glued down. Brilliant. Just give it a quick ink again. And there we have our beautiful tag. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. So simple, but beautiful. And the moment of truth, does it fit in our pocket? Oh, it does. Oh, that's beautiful. There we go. So we have a beautiful tag to go in our beautiful pocket. And obviously we could do some journaling on the back of said tag. And I think I will still use this to also house my journal, my little mini journal. This journal, I'm actually going to use it as like a to-do list, or you know when you're like laying in bed and you have a random idea and you think, oh, I must remember that, and you never do. Hopefully this is what I'm going to use this for, to jot down the ideas that I have so that I don't forget and I can come back and have a look at them. Obviously this journal, which I'll just grab 1 second, this journal is going to be my ideas journal. So I've just realised as well that I've decorated that side of it, but I've got nowhere to put it. So that's my next idea, is where do I put it? Actually, just found a little paper clip. So I'm just, for the time being, I'm going to paper clip it to the top of the page, like so. So that will stay there. And then I have a tag and a book and a pocket. So that is the first page completed. Already getting a bit of thickness into the journal. I love that. I love when you start to see the thickness of a journal coming together. It's beautiful. And of course we have our bookmark, which is just literally going to be used as a bookmark to let me know where I am. I was going to use it in my actual reading book, but my youngest daughter, she bought me this from Greece and I absolutely love it, so I didn't really want to part with that one. So I will use this one in my journal, and I think it goes really well as well. The little butterflies, it's beautiful. So I hope you're all looking forward to receiving your very own bookmark and ephemera pieces, and I would absolutely love to see what you make with yours. Let me know if you try something similar or if you go a completely different avenue. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, guys. See you soon. Bye.